Hi everyone, and welcome to today's episode of Reminisce with Ash. Hi Anush. Thanks for joining me again. In today's episode of Reminisce with Ash, before I get into the episode, I will answer a few questions. And yet again, I'm getting a lot of requests of people asking me to join them or get them on Insta Live along with me. I think that will happen very soon. We will have a section where we will get people to come over and answer some quiz questions sometime later in Reminisce with Ash. We are putting something together, and obviously today, as I mentioned on my stories, it will be one of those earliest games of my test career. It was in fact hi Sai, I hope you're fine. The third test match of my career. And how is it bowling in small stadium like Bangalore? Okay, Sujit Prasanna is asking me how it is to bowl in Bangalore. Bowling in Bangalore is unbelievable. Forget about the stadium for starters. It is small, but the atmosphere is absolutely electric. And if you're especially playing against RCB, it can sometimes be very daunting. But otherwise, when we're playing for India, it's a great atmosphere to bowl in. The ground is a little small, no doubt, but I really enjoy the challenge. Thank you so much, Soumya. And guys, so getting back to today's episode of Reminisce with Ash. Arya, bowling in Mumbai, bowling in Eden, bowling everywhere. It'll be great questions to answer, but we'll do it on a separate episode of Reminisce with Ash because if I go on about different venues, it'll never be ending today. So basically, going back to this test match, it was played in Mumbai, one of my favorite cricket grounds in the entire in the entirety of my career so far. It's got so much history. The Wankhede Stadium, lovely pitch. It's a red soil pitch. Get a lot of bounce. I really enjoy bowling there. Can be really hard to be bowling on the first couple of days in the test match because the margin of error is very little, and you can go for plenty of runs. But just taking you back, hi Sudarshan. Just taking you back a little bit. Just taking you back a little bit before the series where I made my debut. It was in 2011 where we were playing a one-day series against England, and it was a 5-match ODI series. And in that ODI series, I had done really well. Jadeja was the highest wicket taker. He had taken 11 wickets. I was subsequent, and I was the second highest wicket taker with 10, and that gave me enough push to get into the test side in the following month against the West Indies. I made my debut in Delhi, a very memorable game. Got the cap from VVS Lakshman on the morning of the game, and also went on to play the game in Calcutta. It was a very memorable series because I got married between the test match in Delhi and Calcutta, and the third test match was in Mumbai. A very memorable test match. Yes, I am going now. Enoda first 100 பத்தி தான் பேச போறேன் Moideen. But Anna, before that, just going to give you a little bit of brief on how the test match panned out. The test match in Mumbai was like we had already won the first two tests. The first one in Delhi where we came back from behind, and then the test at Calcutta where we almost dominated the entire test. And when we went to Mumbai, it looked like the test series had been won, and people were talking about whether it was a dead rubber. But mind you, no test match is a dead rubber as far as I'm concerned. Test cricket is so amazing, and West Indies won the toss and they elected to bat first. Like I said, Wankhede is a very tough stadium to be bowling in. I got a couple of wickets before lunch where I got Kirk Edwards and Adrian Bharat out. Both of them caught by VVS Lakshman at backward short leg, and then the test match played it out. The pitch was a little damp. It got better. Darren Bravo, one of the finest Caribbean batsmen that I've played against in the recent past. I know you will talk about Chris Gayle and so on and so forth. Darren Bravo is a very talented batsman. He went on to make a big 100. If I'm not wrong, he made about 160 or 170 in that first innings. It's very hard to come back from a test match. West Indies posted 580 or 90 runs in the first innings, and it looked like this test match was better suited for the Team India to go for a draw or play long in the first innings. But as the game panned out, the pitch started to eat a bit of spin. It was starting to deteriorate, and we found ourselves at 300 or probably 270 for 6 in the first innings when I walked out to bat. I had played in Delhi where I made a duck on my first innings, and the only innings that I played in Delhi. And then at Calcutta, I batted and I was 3 or 4 not out when the team declared the innings when Lakshman had scored 100. But this game, I felt like I had an opportunity to bat. Even before the game, a couple of people had actually made fun of me. One was Sachin Paji himself, then MSD. All of them came up to me and said, looks like you made 100 or 2 in your first class career. In fact, I had 300s in first class cricket then. Do you bat? Because we never really seen you bat with any flair in the nets, or it was like, a quiet twirl. They just winded me up and said, can you bat? Let's see if you got any runs in you. And I said, I'm just going to give it my best. I'm just going to go out there and play my shots. I was in such good headspace because of the previous 2 games. Had one of the most memorable month of my life in November and December. Got married, very, very special. And I got 5 wickets in the first innings as well in Mumbai. So when I went out to bat, I was full of confidence. Right from the first ball, which I played off Darren Sammy, it hit the middle of the bat. And I think one of those most thoughtless knocks. Absolutely nothing crossed my mind. Just enjoyed my batting, played all the shots that I could. Never put a foot wrong. I got my 100 when I late cut Ravi Rampal through gully for a boundary, and the very next ball I tried to pull him and got out, caught at square leg. And when we came out, I think we made about 486, reducing the deficit to less than 100. Hi Ashika, hi. So reducing the deficit to less than 100, and after that West Indies came out to bat again. It looked like the test match was heading towards a tame draw because we were on the 4th day second session, and 4th day second session, or the last session, probably it was the last session. Pragyan Oja was in his elements. He bowled a really good spell on that evening, and I think nicked Bravo off, and the next morning things happened very, very quickly. I remember MS Dhoni walking up to me and saying when he gave the ball, today will be very different because I expect the pitch to spin. Just be as patient as you can because this game can turn around. And as he had said, the ball started spinning in the first session. Oja ran through West Indies. I ended up getting 4 wickets. If I'm not wrong, I got Carlton Baugh, the West Indian wicketkeeper, through what I think is one of the better balls that I've bowled in my career, through the gate. I don't think many people would remember it, but I remember it very clear at the top of my head. And we, from nowhere, India had clawed back into the test match, and we had to chase about 240 and 60 odd overs. And we had Virender Sehwag who's opening the innings. Virubai just went out and he blazed away in his usual style, made a quick 60, and the game was panning out really nicely. It looked like we were going to coast, and from nowhere, as I said, the wicket was spinning a bit. I think Marlon Samuels got a couple of wickets. I think Bishu might have got a wicket, and we found ourselves at 189 for 6, 50-60 shy of the chase. When I went into bat, I did put a few partnerships, like small partnerships. It's never easy to bat 4th on a wearing out pitch, especially the Wankhede pitch. And of course, sir, हिंदी में भी बात कर सकते हो. उस दिन रैना भाई के साथ हिंदी में बात किया मैंने, बट आज तो कोई है नहीं दूसरे बंदे बात करने के लिए, सो हम इंग्लिश में ही बात करेंगे आज. So the 240 chase all of a sudden looked like I had to stitch one run together, and the game was panning out nicely towards a fine finish, like a photo finish towards the end. And I found myself batting with Varun Aaron in the last over, and we had to make 3 runs of the last over to win the test match in what looked like it was going to be a clear draw. We clawed ourselves back through some great performances, some great resolve, and found ourselves in a position where we could win the game. And from here on, there was a lot of drama, and Varun played the first 3 balls. It was in fact Varun Aaron's debut game. He played 3 balls and he got a single of the 4th one. I had to make 2 runs of 2 balls. So the game was, Fidel Edwards was getting a bit of reverse swing. So I decided it's 2 balls, 2 to get. If I get out, the last man in, Pragyan Oja, and if he gets out as well, this could be a famous win for the Windies. So my thought process is very clear. I went to Varun Aaron and told him I'm going to play out this ball and then go for it of the last ball. So I defended the penultimate ball of the match, making sure that this game could be only won by India or it could be a draw. The final ball, I tried to whack it for a boundary, couldn't quite connect it. I ran, and when I couldn't, it felt like as if when I turned from the non-strikers in, the throw was already on its way, and I was run out, and the game ended up in a draw. I know a lot of people, because there's 1 run left till today, a lot of people remember this game to be a tight test, but it was not a tight test because we still had 1 wicket in the shed and no more overs to go. So if you guys are ready, and for a fun fact about this game, I'm going to give you one fun fact about this game where It was a sort of a game where I was the first all-rounder, or probably the second all-rounder after Mr. Mankad, to have gone on to get 5 wickets in an innings and also make 100 in the test match. So it was a very, very memorable test match. But after this incident where I sort of drew the game and couldn't quite get back to the second run, I was very new to the international arena, and as I went back to the room, I was new to Twitter as well. Somebody on Twitter asked me, why couldn't you just get back for the second? What's wrong with you? And that sort of a banter going on, and I responded in a very casual manner saying, look, when I turned, it was too late and the ball had already gone to the keeper's head, and I gave an explanation. And as I reached the room, my wife, we were newly married then, and we were sitting in the room, and there were blinkers all over on TV channels saying, Ashwin clarifies, fan lashes out and all that, which is when I truly realized, here I am. I've arrived, and it was completely new. I didn't know how many people were out there to actually throw all those, hurl all those abuses at you and get going, and it was new, and I knew I had arrived, and I needed to deal with all these sort of things, and I was very careful from there on about what I have been saying. Clearly, it seemed like something, and I found myself all over the news, not for the great game or the eventual man of the series I got, but immediate news was all about this fan lashing out and me giving an excuse on Twitter or whatever it is. So that's it on Reminisce with Ash for today. I hope you enjoyed this one, and like I promised, I will take a few questions if any of you have any questions, and if you're going to make fun of me, I'm not going to clearly respond, so make sure your questions are worthy. Okay, so I need to understand what you're saying. Bowling, small tips on bowl carom ball. Okay, it's very simple. You have to grip the ball like you play carom with your middle finger and try and roll it out from the front. That's how you bowl a carom ball. Thanks, I hope you enjoyed it, and hope the lockdown in the UK is treating you well. Hopefully we can get out of this very well. Toughest batsman to bowl to in T20. I'll always rate MS Dhoni to be one of the greatest T20 batsmen, especially towards the end. But I've just bowled a few innings at him and managed to be pretty decent, so I take a lot of pride in that. Favorite TN city other than Chennai? I have to say Dindukal, because I play for Dindukal Dragons in the TNPL, but truth be told, I like Coimbatore as well. Working on any new type of ball as of now. I'm just working on whatever bowling I can do inside the house. There's not much I can do. Any superstitions I follow before the match? I do my rigorous preparations, and not quite on for any particular superstitions. I've tried to work heavily on not having one, because I think it can consume you over a period of time. My height is 6'2", sir. I don't know what your name is. Speak Hindi, sir. Make impact on people. Oh, okay. क्यों सर? इंग्लिश में इम्पैक्ट नहीं होगा या तमिल में भी नहीं होगा क्या? ठीक है, हिंदी में भी बात करेंगे. और अगर किसी को मेरा हिंदी सुन के हंसना है तो कर लो, मैं कभी कभी बात करूँगा हिंदी में भी. தமிழில் பேசணுமா? ஓகே, என்ன பேசணும், என்ன கேள்வி எதுவுமே இல்லையே. Okay, do you want to talk about the trick ball? Which trick ball? Trying for T20 World Cup, definitely I would like to try and win a World Cup for India, and if it's a T20 World Cup, nothing like it, I'd love to do so. நான் தமிழில் பேசி பார்த்ததே இல்லையாப்பா. சரி, ஓகே, ரைட், தமிழில் பேசிட்டேன். Tips for flipper ball. Sir, I haven't bowled a flipper. The best flipper that one can bowl is bowled by Shane Warne. He'd be better suited. The TNPL ball. Okay. Okay, I'm not getting a lot of great questions. Some of you are making fun of me. Some people that I know are also making fun of me. Okay, right. Thank you, Coach Arav. Very impressed. I got your message. फेवरेट बैट्समैन बताओ ऑस्ट्रेलिया से. ठीक है, ऑस्ट्रेलिया से एक्चुअली ऑस्ट्रेलियन टीम के साथ खेलना बहुत मुश्किल है. वो बहुत कॉम्पिटिटिव टीम है. मेरा सबसे फेवरेट बैट्समैन ऑस्ट्रेलिया का जब खेलना शुरू किया वो स्टीवन स्मिथ ही होगा. वेरी डिफिकल्ट बैट्समैन टू बोल. क्विक फीट, क्विक हैंड्स, लवली बैट्समैन, एंड ऑब्वियसली हिज रिकॉर्ड स्पीक्स फॉर हिमसेल्फ. एंड इफ देर आर नो मोर क्वेश्चंस, थैंक यू सर. थैंक यू अरविंद सर. वेरी प्राउड. टाइम सर, मैंने हैट्रिक लिया ही नहीं अभी तक इंटरनेशनल क्रिकेट में. अगर हैट्रिक लेंगे तो आपको डेडिकेट करूँगा 100%. Marco, yes, Marco is a favorite cricketer, but from the past, I've not played with him. And today is the birthday of one of my favorite coaches and my friends from the childhood days. He works with me now as a coach, CS Santosh. Many more happy returns of the day to you. I hope you're watching the live. If not, please take the message to him. Trying to turn into leggy. No, why should I try and turn into a leggy? I'd like to bowl as many balls as possible. What else? What about MSD? MSD, one of the greatest captains that India has ever seen, and one of the greatest captains IPL has ever seen. Okay. मुझे देख के जॉस बटलर का याद आता है. ठीक है, बढ़िया. डू यू गेट अ चांस टू ओपन? कहाँ सर, बैटिंग में या बॉलिंग में? बॉलिंग में हमेशा डाल देता हूँ ओपनिंग नया बॉल में. जॉस बटलर रिमेंबर है ना? ऑफ कोर्स, क्यों नहीं, कैसे भूल सकता हूँ. ना तमिल சொல்லுங்க, विराट Okay, I've taken a lot of questions, guys, and I hope you enjoyed today's edition of Reminisce with Ash, and we will continue to do these episodes and take questions towards the end. Hope you enjoyed today's edition. I will definitely see you tomorrow with a very interesting game and a very favorite game of mine. Hope you enjoyed today. See you soon. Take care. Bye bye.